Let's talk about something subtle today, something that's more of a vibe than an announcement. You know those little things people do or have that quietly say, this person has taste? Not the loud, flashy stuff like designer logos or a car that costs as much as a small house. I'm talking about the details, the things that whisper, not scream, I'm high class. This isn't about being rich or fancy. It's about those understated touches that just feel elegant. Let's call them indicators of quiet luxury. So here are 10 things that whisper, I'm high class. Number 1, they display class, not wealth. Here's the thing about truly classy people. They're like the Mona Lisa. You can't quite put your finger on what makes them so intriguing, but you just know it's there. Meanwhile, there's the opposite. I once had a neighbor who thought it was the height of sophistication to casually plop his wallet on the table at our local bistro, strategically cracked open to reveal a stack of high-denomination banknotes. I swear, every time he did it, I felt a wave of secondhand embarrassment so strong I could have surfed on it. True class? It's never that loud. It doesn't feel the need to make a big show of itself. Instead, it's in the quiet details. Their bag isn't plastered with screaming logos, but it's high-quality leather that looks better with age. Their shoes are polished, not in an overdone, look at me way, but in a way that whispers, I value the things I own. Their watch? Classic, timeless. No rhinestones, no unnecessary tech. Just a piece that does its job while quietly saying, I'm here for the long haul. Class doesn't need to announce itself. It lets the little things do the talking. Number 2, they're unimpressed by money. You know what's refreshing? Someone who's unimpressed by a flashy display of wealth. Classy people don't get starry-eyed at a fancy car or a dinner bill with an extra zero on it. Why? Because they value character over cash. They'll pay attention to your manners, your stories, and how you treat others, not the price tag of your watch. If you say, this wine was $500, they'll probably smile politely and change the subject. But if you say, this wine is from a tiny family-owned vineyard in Tuscany, that will get their attention. Number 3, they have emotional control. Ever notice how some people just never lose their cool? Even when things go sideways, they stay composed, calm, and collected, like they've mastered the art of handling chaos with grace. Classy people don't yell at waiters, slam doors, or let their emotions get the best of them in public. Instead, they approach situations with empathy and understanding like, oh, my order's wrong? No problem. Let's fix it. It's that quiet confidence that says, I know who I am and I don't need to make a scene to prove it. Not like my former boss who believed yelling at people boasted his authority. And here's the real power move. These calm, classy types don't just keep their emotions in check. They actively diffuse tension. If they're part of a group that's spiraling into chaos, they'll step in with a reassuring tone or a lighthearted joke to shift the mood. Imagine the group chat is on fire because plans are falling apart. While everyone else is typing in all caps, they'll calmly send, don't worry, I've got this, followed by, worst case scenario, we order pizza and call it a success. Number 4. They pronounce food and drinks like they've been doing it their whole life. Classy people don't stumble over menu items like gnocchi or croissant. It's not because they're trying to impress anyone. It's because they've taken the time to learn. They'll order bruschetta, not bruschetta, with such ease that you'll feel like you've been transported to an Italian villa. But here's the best part. If they're unsure how to pronounce something, they'll ask, politely and without fuss. They're curious, not cocky. They'll order the Gruyere without hesitation, and if they butcher it, they'll laugh and say, well, I tried. Number 5, they take care of their physical and mental health. Okay, here's the deal. Classy people aren't out here bragging about how many steps they took today, or posting gym selfies with the hashtag, days off. No, they take care of themselves in a way that's low-key but consistent. Maybe it's a yoga class here, a morning jog there, or just walking everywhere like they're casually starring in a Nancy Meyers movie. But it's not just about their physical health. They care about their mental health, too. They'll set boundaries, say no to things that drain them, and know when to take a break. And they'll do it all without turning it into a TED Talk. Number 6, they know people by name. And the staff knows them. This one's my favorite. Truly classy people have this way of making others feel seen. They'll remember the name of the barista who always makes their coffee or the waiter who served them last week. They'll say, hi Maria, how's your dog doing? And here's the magical part. The staff remember them too. It's not about power dynamics. It's about kindness. People who are quietly classy understand that respect is universal, whether you're talking to a CEO or the person bussing your table. Number 7, they appreciate fine art without being pretentious. Here's the thing. Classy people love art, but they don't shove it in your face like, oh, this painting? It's a Cézanne from 1895. No, They'll be more like, "Have you seen that new exhibit at the gallery downtown? It's stunning. So much color and emotion." They're the kind of person who can get just as excited about a local artist as they would about a trip to the Louvre. It's about appreciation, not showing off. And if you don't know much about art, they'll explain it in a way that makes you feel included, not dumb. Number 8, they're incredibly knowledgeable, but never arrogant. Classy people know things. A lot of things. They've probably read every book on their bookshelf and didn't just buy them to look smart. They can casually bring up the history of jazz without sounding like a Wikipedia entry, and they know exactly which cheese pairs best with which wine. But the best part? They never, ever make you feel dumb for not knowing what they know. On the flip side, there's this former skier on our local TV station who now works as a co-commentator, and I can't handle the way she critiques the athletes. Every run gets dissected like a forensic crime scene. Even after a winner has an incredible, jaw-dropping performance, she'll say something like, "Well, it wasn't very smooth and they struggled with balance." Ma'am, they just won the race. Can we celebrate for a second? That's the difference. People with class share their knowledge like they're handing you a beautifully wrapped gift, not like they're banging you over the head with it. They'll say, "Oh, you're into cooking. You have to try this recipe. I think you'd love it," instead of rattling off every mistake they think you've made with your homemade lasagna. It's about connecting, not condescending. They use what they know to bring others up, not put them down. Number 9, their sense of humor is all about perspective. Here's the deal. Truly classy people have this amazing ability to laugh at themselves. They don't take life or themselves too seriously. Their humor isn't about punching down or making others feel bad. It's about finding joy in life's little absurdities. Their humor is light, self-aware, and effortlessly charming. They'll make an observation so perfectly dry that you can't help but cackle. They know that humor isn't about making others feel small. It's about finding the funny in life's quirks. Like, "Of course my suitcase broke on the first day of vacation. It's tradition at this point." Number 10, they travel in style, not flash. When it comes to travel, classy people value experiences over extravagance. They're not posting selfies in first class. No glass of champagne strategically placed in the frame. Instead, they're booking boutique hotels with charm, hunting down hidden gems that whisper local instead of screaming tourist. They pack light, dress appropriately for the culture they're visiting, and treat locals with respect. Travel, for them, isn't about bragging rights. It's about immersing themselves in new perspectives and coming home with stories that can't be bought. Now I want to know, what do you think makes someone quietly classy? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I know you've got some good ones. And hey, if this made you smile or made you want to book a trip to a small-town art gallery, go ahead and give it a like. See you in the next one. Stay classy, manners matters.